Some ERLC Photoshop suggestions are absolutely insane, and in this video we're going to be talking about some more crazy suggestions that you guys have made. If you do enjoy, drop a like and subscribe, but let's get straight into it. Okay, so towards the end of the video we'll showcase some of the more absolutely insane ones like you see in the thumbnail, but to kick off, let's kick off with something maybe realistic and something that we actually maybe could expect to see at some point in ERLC, and this is actually boats in a way, but I don't mean boats like a yacht that you can drive around on this tiny river. I mean like a rescue boat. In fact, I mean this boat right here. This Photoshop suggestion I think is actually one of my favorite suggestions I've ever seen in ERLC. So whoever made this, huge shout out to you because you are absolutely incredible. But this is just awesome in so many ways, and there's so many different things to talk about. Obviously this is on the fire team. We've got the whole ram bar on the truck, but the main part of this is the boat on the back. It's not really a boat, it's more like a little dinghy. But guys, I'm sure you know, fire departments in pretty much every country have these. They have them in the UK, they have them in America, they have them in Europe, they have them everywhere, right? And as well as that, if you look on the back of the truck, they also have these two little like backboards, which I think is really cool. And I can't lie, just looking at this does not even look like Photoshop. Like at first glance, this genuinely looks like real. Like even with the shadows, and whoever made this is really cool. But about the actual thing, do I think it's likely this will be added to ERLC? Well, if I'm honest, I really hope it does. I'm not sure if it will, because obviously adding boats requires an entire different system. For example, how they're going to get the boat from the trailer into the water, how are you going to get the boat onto the trailer, how are you going to drive around ERLC with the trailer. They'll have to design an entire trailer system, they'll have to, you know, plan a boat driving system and get that all developed. There's a lot to go into it. However, I think this one is a very cool, and like I said, I think it's one of my favorite suggestions of this video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below, and stay tuned because they only get better throughout the video. But let's move on to the next one, which is this one here. So the Photoshop on this one is not as great. It's a little bit crazy, but you definitely see the idea of where the designer is going with this. It's a heavy wrecker, which is a tow truck. It's a big tow truck, right? So obviously we have the normal tow truck here, but it's just extended with some extra wheels, and then instead of the little thing on the back, we have a whole crane that kind of lowers down, and then I think like the wheels go on here or something, and it like lifts up or something like that. And then we also have this big tow thing at the back as well, which we have on the car, but I guess this is for like trucks and fire engines and things like that, because we don't actually have a tow truck for fire trucks. So this would be very cool to see, and obviously it would work very well picking up the wheels here, or you could pick it here, whichever that is. I don't really know too much about this, but again, I think it looks very cool. And do I think this will get added? Maybe in the future, maybe not like this, but I think a tow truck that can tow fire trucks and big truck and big vehicles definitely will be coming in the near future, I assume so. And well, this next one is nothing too special, but it's a very requested feature. This is possibly one of the most requested things in the world, and I don't know why they don't do it, because it's so simple, I assume, to integrate. Like, it's not a massive feature, it just makes sense, and I don't know why games do not give you the option to sell vehicles. Maybe there is something that makes it really difficult that I don't know about because I'm not a developer, but it seems like most Roblox games never let you sell a car once you've bought it, and I don't know why that is, because when you start out you buy rubbish cars that you're never going to drive again. But as you can see here, this is a pretty simple design. You just go to the mod shop, you drive in, and then where it says everything else, it will give you the value of your car, and it will also allow you to sell the vehicle. Now I think what would be a really cool addition to this is the value of the car changing. So say if you want to resell it, you'll get like 70% of the original purchase price back, but then if you've changed like the rim color to a more expensive one, maybe it increases the value by a few thousand. Maybe if you've got a different plate design, like a limited plate design, maybe you could sell that on the vehicle for like a huge amount more, you know, just a few extra things like that. I do think that would be very cool. Like I said, that's just a little feature, but it's a little feature that I think would be very cool to see in ERLC and any other game on Roblox, to be honest. And well, the next one is perhaps a little bit more unique, a little bit different. We actually have two 2 here. So you might not be able to tell exactly what this is at first glance, but let me drive down to the location and we will compare side by side. So that picture you just looked at was just here. It's at the end of the highway and it's just at this little turn off. Now if we put these side by side, as you can see, there is quite a difference here. So this is the normal one on the left currently in ERLC, and the one on the right is the suggestion. Now as you can see, all it does is it adds this road down here as a left turn only, but then what it does is it adds a right turn here. So it adds like a little side road here that allows you to come up here and then drive off there, and I think this is such a good idea. And I'm going to show you the other suggestion as well in a moment, but one thing that I saw a lot of people talking about is the fact that in ERLC these right turns are very sharp, and I think just smoothing them off would be very nice, or doing what that suggestion said where you just add a little road here. That would allow you to go around it faster, and it would also allow you to actually stay on the road instead of like having to cut the corner or go onto the other side of the road. Even if you're trying to drive realistically, the vehicles can't turn this corner very well at all. So yeah, I think a little slip road there would be very nice. And then the other suggestion is this one just here. So this one, of course, we all know where this is. It's next to civilian spawn, and all this is it just takes a bit from this big chunk of pavement in the middle, which is just a big waste of space, and just adds a little side road that allows you to turn left. I think that would be very good. It just makes the road much bigger, it makes it feel nicer, and of course it will allow for, I mean, in real life, it will allow for smoother traffic flow. I mean, that doesn't really happen in ERLC, but it would just allow you to roleplay a bit better and make some more smoother turns, I guess. And yeah, it will just be very cool. But well, now let's move on to the final suggestion of this video, and well, that is this one just here. Now, what on earth is this? Who made this and why? This is insane. I mean, let's take a moment to respect the Photoshop edits, and of course credit to everyone that's made Photoshops that I've showcased in this video, but let's just take a moment to appreciate that this person has Photoshopped a fighter jet into the car park of the sheriff's office. I think this is the sheriff's office anyway. Like, how has this plane got here, for starters, and why? Of course it is only the suggestion, right? But I think it's an insanely cool suggestion, but I think it's also one of the most unlikely suggestions in this video as well. I mean, ERLC have already said planes are pretty much a no-go. They said helicopters were a no-go, and we got them. So I think to get helicopters, we should be lucky enough, and we shouldn't expect anything else. But just looking at the design and ignoring if it will get added to ERLC, because I don't think it will ever, I think this is a really cool feature. Like, imagine having a fighter jet, and I mean, I don't know why it's got Liberty County Sheriff over it. This is clearly a joke, like Photoshop suggestion. It's obviously not an actual serious one, I don't think anyway, because this is a fighter jet, so why does it have police sheriff on the side? I don't know, there's so many questions I have about this. Just looking at the design, it's very cool, but to put straight, will this get added to ERLC? Absolutely not. And I'm very sorry to break it to all of you guys that actually did want it to get added to ERLC, but unfortunately, I pretty much guarantee you that within the next year or two, this will definitely not get added, and I think it will only get considered if the map is huge. I mean, think about it. You can drive across the whole map in 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds from one side to the other, so why would you need a fighter jet which could do it in maybe 5 seconds? Like, what's the point? Like, you have to take off, then land it, and in that time it's quicker to probably walk across the map by the time you've got your plane ready to take off and land and everything. But yeah, some very cool suggestions. Maybe the last one, not a realistic suggestion, but let me know what you guys think about all of these in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Check out everything else from the description. Make sure you join my Discord server and follow me on TikTok and everything else as well. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video. Bye!